we see Mike early land his jab right there that really knocked Jake back. I think that's his most effective punch of the round. But then we see the right hand grazes Mike Tyson by Jake Paul. That would have been a good shot had it been on the chin. So
Mike Tyson recently revealed the truth behind his fight with Jake Paul, and it's as dramatic as expected. The same Mike Tyson who can destroy heavy bags with punches that sound like gunshots stepped into the ring and appeared soft. His legendary brutal hooks were reduced to gentle sparring partner mode during the fight.
You see Jake Paul land a beautiful jab with right hand first, right there, and knock Mike off balance 2 times. And Mike was highly off balance right there. I don't like how his legs look. Yeah, something wrong with the mouth gear.
That affects his oxygen intake, right?
Tyson's punches, which typically make opponents reconsider their life choices, felt more like friendly pats on Jake Paul's back. The man who once turned opponents into memes couldn't finish a YouTuber with just 11 fights under his belt. Suspicious, right? Well, Tyson finally revealed the truth, and trust me, his explanation is even juicier than anything you've seen on X.
Mike Tyson people talk to. People are there's certain people that are just crazy, man.
Well, these people that think that he don't stand a chance against Jake Paul, they're like, this shouldn't even because he's too old. I was like, I think you're crazy.
Well, they're definitely uninformed.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing: he is 57 years old. He will be 58 when they fight. He has had a long fighting career. He has been knocked out by massive men like Lennox Lewis and Evander Holyfield. You know, he's had a lot of blows. And he's also doing this very unique kind of training with electrical muscular stimulation.
Joe Rogan, the voice of modern combat sports, didn't hold back when breaking down the spectacle of Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul on his podcast. Rogan marveled at the surreal sight of a 58-year-old Tyson facing off against a YouTuber-turned-boxer. While he acknowledged Jake's youthful energy, Rogan pointed out Tyson's diminished speed and power. He still has that head movement, Rogan noted. The punches aren't what they used to be. In the end, Rogan concluded that Jake may have won, but it wasn't the unstoppable Mike Tyson fans know and love.
Mike Tyson was right, and I was wrong. You know, you guys know the whole story about Shark Week, and you know, if you don't, I begged him not to do the Roy Jones fight. You're too old. I love you. I don't want to see you take any more punishment. So I set him up on Shark Week. He got paid good money. And he's like, you fucking... So he almost flipped out the last day and was ready to kill everybody on the boat because he had to jump in with all these sharks again in the middle of Florida. And he's like, this fucking asshole says that, you know, he cares about me and everything else. I've been fighting since I was 12. And he throws me in the ocean with a bunch of sharks. He was right about that, too. But he basically said, I told him, Mike, you're basically 60 years old. And he's like, you honestly think this kid's gonna do anything to me?
Dana White recently admitted that Mike Tyson was right, and he, Dana, was completely wrong about the Jake Paul fight. It's surprising, right? Dana had urged Tyson not to fight Roy Jones, citing Tyson's age, yet somehow didn't think Jake Paul would be the one to take Tyson down. But Tyson didn't need to knock Paul out. He simply had to show up, collect his paycheck, and once again prove that when Tyson's involved, everyone makes money. At nearly 60, Mike Tyson didn't just box Jake Paul, he boxed the entire system. So next time you sit down for a Netflix night, don't kid yourself into thinking it's the greatest live sporting event or just watching a payday disguised as a fight.
The fight was scripted. Everyone is talking about this on X, and the script was actually leaked on X a few days ago. Now this script has went viral. Let's see how accurate it was. The opening bell rings, Tyson is showing flashes of his old form, which actually happened. As soon as the bell went, Mike Tyson came out with that head movement, pushing forward. Immediately he stalks forward with his signature bob and weave style. Now let me just stop right there. Even before I sing this script, that's exactly what was going to happen. Like, what else would happen? Would Mike Tyson come out and...
We all hope to see Tyson land a classic KO, but let's be real, this isn't the Tyson of the 80s. Jake Paul didn't knock Tyson out because he couldn't, not for lack of trying, but because rushing in on a 58-year-old with counterpunching skills wasn't worth the risk. Paul played it safe, winning on points and adding "I beat Mike Tyson" to his resume. Was the fight scripted? No. If it was, they need better writers because the script lacked drama and surprises. Believe what you want. But Tyson's already $20 million richer. Jake Paul adds another win, and boxing purists are crying into their vintage fight posters.
Many are upset over the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight, with some people claiming that it was rigged because many people bet a lot of money and they lost a lot of money. Allegedly, there's this script that got leaked showing how the fight was supposed to go down between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. This was actually covered by World Star Hip Hop. So let's read this alleged script and see how the fight was supposed to go down. So round one was supposed to go like this. The opening bell rings and Tyson, showing flashes of his old form, immediately stalks forward with his signature bob and weave style.
Tyson just revealed the truth about the Jake Paul fight, and surprisingly, people are calling it a glorified script, not a real boxing match. Apparently, the leaked script outlined every punch, jab, and dramatic stumble like a poorly written reality show. Tyson enters round one classic bob and weave, while Paul spends the round running around as if he's avoiding chores. Few punches land, but Paul's youth keeps him ahead. In round two, Tyson lands a body shot so good it makes the crowd gasp. Meanwhile, Paul, the apparent marathon runner, bounces around as if fatigue is nothing but a myth.
The ring cautiously, Tyson lands a few jabs, but Paul's youth shows in his superior ability. Paul connects with a quick 1-2 combination before retreating. Tyson's timing appears slightly off, his punches a fraction slower than his prime. Round 2, Tyson comes alive, cutting off the ring more effectively. He lands a thunderous left hook to Paul's body that draws a collective gasp from the crowd. Paul weathers the storm, using his reach advantage to pepper Tyson with long jabs.
By round 3, Paul gains confidence, landing punches like a seasoned pro, while Tyson's head movement slows down. In round 4, Tyson looks fatigued as Paul connects with clean shots, turning the fight into a highlight reel showcasing his footwork. Finally, in round 5, Paul delivers a perfectly timed combo, sending Tyson to the canvas. The 10 count hits, and Paul wins by KO. The crowd is left wondering if they just witnessed a real fight or a Broadway play. Tyson didn't outright claim it was rigged, but honestly, it doesn't take a detective to see this was more scripted drama than actual boxing.
Like I expected it to be.
What is your assessment of Jake Paul, the boxer?
A very good fighter.
Do you think he deserves respect from the public?
Absolutely.
Hey, that was a good slap. I like that.
Apparently, the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation couldn't handle the risk of a real fight, so the bout turned into a sparring session with a sprinkle of drama. Tyson claimed it was all about giving fans a show, but what they got was a watered-down version of boxing. Both fighters agreed not to go too hard on each other. No knockdowns, no knockouts, just two guys playing tag in front of a paying audience. Tyson even confessed to carrying Jake Paul, admitting that the YouTuber-turned-boxer needed help to look good in the ring. Tyson revealed he'd recently survived a near-death experience, losing half his blood and undergoing 8 transfusions. While this explained his lackluster performance, it didn't do much to soothe fans who felt cheated by the spectacle.
At any point did you start to take your foot off the gas just a little bit because you noticed he was tiring out?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely a bit. You know, I wanted to give the fans a show.
Tony Bellew called the fight a circus, urging everyone to boycott Jake Paul until he faces someone not eligible for a senior discount. Terrence Crawford and Gervonta Davis also chimed in, with Davis calling Paul a bozo for failing to finish a 58-year-old Tyson. Meanwhile, Paul, ever the showman, expressed his delight over the win and hinted at fighting Tyson's brother next, because nothing screams legitimacy like hopping from one scripted spectacle to another. The fight didn't prove much, except that boxing is willing to sell its soul for a payday. Tyson may still be a legend, but this match was more reality TV than real boxing. As for Jake, the self-proclaimed problem child is still waiting for a real problem to face him in the ring.
I don't know what pleasure you can take from beating an old Mike Tyson.
I believe he actually won the first 2 rounds. Jake Paul probably won the rest of them. Mike Tyson's legs were gone, man. They were gone. And I believe Ryan, I got to give Ryan credit on this one, man. Because Ryan from Sports Wars, he did say that there would be like a no knockout clause.
Tyson versus Jake Paul, the supposed pinnacle of boxing, saw a 58-year-old legend face off against a YouTuber turned boxer. The match, a masterpiece of absurdity, left fans expecting a nostalgic Tyson blitz, but instead witnessing a glorified sparring session. Tyson bobbed and weaved for about 30 seconds before his legs surrendered. Jake Paul, at 31 years Tyson's junior, managed to win in a fight many believe was choreographed tighter than a Broadway show.
What do you think of the fight?
It wasn't a good one.
Wasn't a good one. Yeah. Overall, how'd you just see how Jake fought and how Mike fought?
Well, you know, you can tell something was wrong with Tyson leg, so he couldn't. His balance was off.
That's crazy. You noticed that. I just talked to his trainer and he told me that exact thing. His balance was off.
His balance was off.
Yeah.
Yep.
Quickly screamed scripted, as leaked details eerily matched the fight's play-by-play. Tyson didn't throw the punches he used to, likely contractually restrained from sending Jake into next week. Even former champs like Evander Holyfield questioned the sham, wondering if Tyson was set up to lose. Jake Paul may have skills, but let's not crown him a boxing 7 for beating a man older than some of his jokes. Netflix hyped this debacle to the moon, only to deliver lagging streams in a fight resembling an awkward dad versus son backyard scuffle. Tyson's fans, clutching memories of his prime, had to watch their hero reduced to biting his gloves instead of opponents. The bout was a clash of titans and more, a corporate cash grab wrapped in disappointment, leaving boxing purists longing for the days when the sport still had an ounce of dignity.
Again, these are 2-minute rounds. Tyson requested the 2-minute round, wanting to see more action. He just landed the overhand right, testing the beard of Paul.
Here we see Mike early. Man, this jab right there that really knocked Jake back. I think that's his most effective punch of the round. But then we see, the right hand grazes Mike Tyson by Jake Paul. That would have been a good shot had it been on the chin. So, I don't like Mike's legs at 58 though.
The first round he's won in more than 2 decades.
Yeah, I don't like Mike's legs.
And just exposed the Jake Paul spectacle. And wow, what a revelation! Jake's big plan to fight Tyson had his dad in tears, probably from laughter. At 58, Tyson comes out swinging. But let's be real, it's more for show than a knockout. The 2-minute rounds Tyson requested clearly aimed for more action with less cardio. Tyson stumbles around, landing punches that might have been lethal if he were made of foam.
A good right hand to the body after the jab. Lay the jab down, do a good right to the body. Push Mike off balance again, but Mike wasn't ready for it. You don't like to see those kind of punches land because that tells you that his reflexes are off and
tonight. Can find out sometime, but in terms of Jake Paul, you're right, Roy. He's turning into a boxer.
By round 3, Jake is acting like he's fighting prime Tyson. Spoiler, he's not. He lands a jab or two, pushes Mike off balance, and pretends this isn't the sport's equivalent of a reality show plot twist. Tyson lands some left hooks to remind everyone who he is, but his reflexes are slower, and everyone knows it. Jake's corner yells about using the jab, as if that's going to turn this into Ali Frazier. Instead, we get Jake throwing soft punches, while Tyson looks like he's wrestling ghosts from the 80s. The fight ends with both fighters hugging it out, as if this wasn't a carefully staged money grab.